The moment you close your eyes and turn your heart toward the infinite, the laws of biology begin to bow to the laws of the Spirit. You have been told that healing is a long, arduous process governed only by chemistry and time, but there is a deeper truth that the world often forgets. Within you lies a dormant power, a divine spark that was present at the moment of your creation. This power does not need months to rebuild a wall or weeks to fight an infection. When the frequency of pure, unadulterated faith hits the cellular structure of the human body, transformation can happen in the blink of an eye. You are not just a collection of organs and tissues. You are a manifestation of light and energy held together by the word of the Creator. When you enter into a state of true, deep prayer, you are stepping out of the linear timeline where disease progresses and entering a vertical dimension where wholeness is the only reality. The reason most people struggle to see results is that they pray from a place of fear rather than a place of authority. They focus on the pain, the symptoms, and the diagnosis, effectively anchoring their spirit to the very illness they wish to escape. To experience a miracle in seconds, you must shift your perspective entirely. You must stop telling God how big your storm is and start telling the storm how big your God is. Your cells are not deaf. They are listening to every vibration of your soul. When you speak to your body with the authority of the divine, you are issuing a command to the atoms that compose your physical form. You are reminding your DNA of its original blueprint, the perfect design that existed before the world ever touched you. Imagine your body as a vast ocean. Disease is like a storm on the surface, creating waves of chaos and distress, but deep beneath the surface, there is a profound and unshakable stillness. Prayer is the act of diving into that stillness. In that depth, the storm on the surface has no power. When you connect with the source of all life, you are tapping into an energy that is infinitely more powerful than any pathogen, any tumor, or any decay. The healing happens the very instant you stop identifying as a sick person trying to get well and start identifying as a whole being who is temporarily experiencing a challenge. The shift is mental, spiritual, and then physical. It is an instantaneous realignment. Consider the complexity of a single cell. It is a universe unto itself, performing millions of functions every second. If the intelligence that created such complexity is still within you, then it is more than capable of repairing a fault in the system. The prayer that heals in seconds is the one that acknowledges this inherent divinity. It is the prayer of absolute surrender and absolute certainty. It is the moment you let go of the how and the when and simply rest in the is. You must reach a point where the reality of your healing is more real to you than the reality of your pain. When your internal vision of health becomes brighter than the external evidence of disease, the physical world has no choice but to conform to your spirit. This is not about wishful thinking or ignoring reality. It is about acknowledging a higher reality. Science tells us that matter is mostly empty space held together by energy. If you change the energy, you change the matter. Prayer is the highest form of energy work known to humanity. It is the intentional direction of divine light into the dark places of the body. When that light enters a cell, the darkness of disease must vanish, for light and darkness cannot inhabit the same space at the same time. You are standing on the threshold of a breakthrough. The heaviness you feel is not your destiny. It is a temporary cloud passing before the sun. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in the very breath of life that first animated the dust of the earth. As you breathe out, release the labels, the fears, and the limitations that have been placed upon you by others. You are not your diagnosis. You are not your age. You are not your history. You are a living, breathing miracle. The healing you seek is not coming from a distance. It is rising up from within you. It is a fountain of life that has been capped by doubt, and today we are breaking that cap. We are allowing the living waters to flow into every joint, every nerve, and every fiber of your being. Feel the warmth of this truth spreading through you, melting away the tension and the sickness. This is the moment of your restoration. This is the second where everything changes. The authority to heal is not something you have to earn through weeks of penance or months of waiting. It is a birthright that you activate the moment you stop asking for permission to be whole. Most people approach the divine as if they are beggars at a gate, hoping for a crumb of mercy. But the secret to the prayer that heals in seconds is understanding that you are an heir to the kingdom of life. When you speak to your body, you must speak with the voice of a commander, not a victim. You must look directly at the pain, the inflammation, and the weakness, and you must command the light to take its place. There is a profound difference between wishing for health and demanding that your physical form align with the perfection of your spirit. This is the activation of the word, the same word that brought stars into existence and set the planets in their tracks. That same creative vibration is vibrating in your vocal cords and in your thoughts right now. The power of the spoken word is the bridge between the invisible realm of possibility and the visible realm of matter. When you say the words, "I am healed," you are not describing a future event, you are stating a present spiritual fact. If you wait for the symptoms to disappear before you believe the healing has happened, you are trapped in the cycle of the senses. The senses are liars. They only report what has already happened in the past. Your pain is a report of yesterday's energy. Your fatigue is a report of yesterday's thoughts. But the prayer of the present moment overrides the reports of the past. It injects a new command into the system. It tells every white blood cell to sharpen its focus, every neuron to fire with precision, and every organ to return to its rhythmic harmony. This is the instant reset. It is the divine override that cancels the script of illness and writes a new script of vitality. You must realize that your body is a servant to your soul. For too long, you have allowed the servant to dictate the terms of your life. You have let the body tell you when you are tired, when you are broken, and when you are finished. But today, the order of command is being restored. You are standing up in the center of your own temple and declaring that no weapon of sickness formed against you can prosper. This is not a gentle suggestion. It is a spiritual decree. When you pray with this level of intensity, your biology responds to the heat of your conviction. The chemistry of your blood actually changes. Adrenaline and cortisol, the hormones of stress and decay, are replaced by the chemistry of peace and repair. In the space of a second, the environment of your body shifts from a desert of disease to a garden of growth. The miracle happens in the now. It does not happen in the someday. If you are always looking for your healing in the future, it will always stay just out of reach, like a horizon you can never touch. You must grab the healing in the immediate present. You must feel the sensation of health flowing through your limbs right now, even while the physical eyes see something else. This is the faith that moves mountains. The mountain of your illness may look massive. It may look permanent, and it may look like it has been there forever, but it is nothing more than a collection of atoms waiting for a command. When you speak with authority, that mountain begins to dissolve into the sea of infinite potential. You are witnessing the collapse of the old self and the emergence of the new, vibrant self. Do not be afraid of the silence or the lack of immediate outward signs. The loudest changes often happen in the quietest moments. Deep within the marrow of your bones, the instructions are being rewritten. The marrow is beginning to produce life-filled cells that carry the oxygen of hope to every corner of your anatomy. Your heart is beginning to beat with the rhythm of the universe, a rhythm that knows no sickness and no lack. You are being retuned like a fine instrument. Every discordant note of pain is being tuned back to the key of perfect health. This is the resonance of the Creator. When you are in tune with the Source, disease cannot find a place to rest within you. It becomes like a shadow in a room where the lights have been turned on. It simply ceases to exist. As you sit in this space of authority, feel the weight of the world lifting off your shoulders. The stress that fed the disease is being evaporated by the warmth of divine love. You are being bathed in a liquid light that cleanses the toxins from your mind and the impurities from your flesh. There is no distance between you and your miracle. It is closer than your breath and nearer than your heartbeat. You are the conductor of this symphony. With every thought of strength, you are building a fortress of health around your life. With every word of gratitude, you are sealing the doors against the return of the darkness. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle in motion. The prayer has been heard, the response has been given, and the healing is manifesting in this very second. The manifestation of your healing is not a destination you reach, but a state of being you carry from this moment forward. Now that the light has been activated within you and the command of authority has been issued to your cells, the final step is to walk in the reality of your restoration. Most people lose their miracle because they return to the old environment of their thoughts. But you are no longer that person. You have crossed a threshold from which there is no turning back. You must now guard the gates of your mind with a fierce and unwavering gratitude. Gratitude is the seal on the miracle. It is the evidence of things not seen. When you give thanks for your health while the symptoms are still trying to whisper their old lies, you are practicing the highest form of spiritual warfare. You are telling the universe that the deal is done, the contract of sickness is torn up, and the new life has begun. Every step you take from this second onward must be a step of victory. When you move your body, do not move with the memory of pain, but with the expectation of fluidity and strength. Even if the change starts as a tiny seed, you must water that seed with words of life. Do not let your tongue betray your heart. If the world asks how you are, do not give them a list of your ailments. Give them a testimony of your transformation. Your words are the architects of your future. You are building a temple of longevity and purpose. The disease that tried to claim you was merely a catalyst to wake you up to the power you have always possessed. It was a dark valley designed to show you that you are the light. You have survived the fire, and now you carry the warmth of that fire to heal others. The prayer that heals in seconds is a continuous fire that burns within the soul. It is the realization that you are never alone and that the life force of the Creator is constantly circulating through your veins. You are now a living testament to the impossible becoming possible. People will look at you and wonder what changed, and you will tell them that you stopped fighting against the darkness and simply turned on the light. You stopped begging for a cure and started claiming your wholeness. This is the legacy of the healed, to walk with a posture of grace and a spirit of iron. Your immune system is now a wall of fire. Your mind is a sanctuary of peace, and your body is a masterpiece of divine engineering. As we conclude this activation, feel the final remnants of doubt dissolving into nothingness. There is no trace of the old infirmity left in your spirit, and therefore it can no longer hold ground in your flesh. You are renewed, you are recharged, you are rebuilt from the inside out. The seconds it took to heal have now expanded into a lifetime of wellness. Carry this frequency in, to your sleep, into your work, and into your relationships. You are a carrier of the miracle frequency, and everywhere you go, that atmosphere of healing will go with you. The shadows are gone, the sun is risen, and your path is clear. You are whole, you are free, and you are deeply, eternally loved. The miracle is not just something that happened to you. The miracle is who you are. Go forth in strength, live in the fullness of your power, and never again bow to the illusion of brokenness. Your life is a song of praise, and that song is just beginning.